What if I told you that the solution to Africa's food crisis isn't in a boardroom, a lab, or a foreign aid package, but in the hands of its youth? Welcome to Voice of Africa, where we spotlight stories that redefine our continent's future. Today, we're taking you to Burkina Faso, where 675 young pioneers are rewriting the rules of agriculture, one seed at a time. This isn't just a training program, it's a revolution. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll feel their fire. Imagine a continent where 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land lies dormant, yet millions still go to bed hungry. Imagine villages emptied of youth, dreams deferred, and fertile soil choked by dust. Now imagine a program that dares to ask, what if we turned this crisis into opportunity? That's exactly what Burkina Faso's Presidential Initiative for Agricultural Production and Food Self-Sufficiency is doing. And the results? They're nothing short of breathtaking. Let me take you back to March 26, 2025. The air at the National School of Agriculture in Matourkou, ENAFA, hums with purpose. Inoussa Ouedraogo, the technical coordinator of this bold presidential initiative, strides through the campus. His mission? To witness firsthand the progress of a program that's become the talk of the nation. Just 3 weeks earlier, on March 4th, hundreds of young Burkinabés, recruited from cities and villages alike, gathered here to embark on a journey that would transform them from job seekers into agricultural entrepreneurs. These aren't just students, they're pioneers. By dawn, they're already in the fields, sleeves rolled up, sweat glistening under the Sahel sun. Some bend over vegetable beds, carefully pruning tomato plants. Others wade into fish ponds, nets in hand, learning the rhythms of pisciculture. A group huddles around a compost heap, discussing the science of organic fertilizer. In 3 weeks, they've produced over 30 tons of it, enough to breathe life into thousands of hectares of parched soil. When we started, some laughed at us, says Roger Palé, a 24-year-old trainee from Malba. Now those same people ask, how did you turn waste into gold? Gold, indeed. Burkina Faso's soil is rich but neglected. Years of climate shocks, poverty, and underinvestment have driven youth to abandon farming for precarious city jobs. But this program flips the script. Dr. Issa Woni, ENAFA's Director General, walks me through the curriculum. We're not teaching them to farm like their grandparents, he says, eyes alight. We're creating agripreneurs. The trainees master everything from drought-resistant irrigation to digital market strategies. Mornings are for hands-on field work, afternoons for business workshops where Excel spreadsheets meet soil pH tests. These young people will return home as CEOs of their own farms, Dr. Woni insists. They'll hire others, innovate, and put Burkina Faso on the map. But let's step into the shoes of these trainees. Take Valérie Dabiré, a 27-year-old from Ouagadougou. Before ENAFA, she worked as a contract-based community facilitator, earning barely enough to survive. I felt stuck, she confesses. Then I heard about this program. I thought, why not bet on myself? Today, Valérie spends her days studying crop rotation and her nights drafting business plans. Her dream? To turn a 12.5-hectare plot into a thriving agroforestry hub. My parents called me crazy, she laughs. Now they call me Madame la Directrice. Or meet Aïcha Sawadogo, who fled violence in Burkina Faso's northern Sahel region. I lost everything, my home, my crops, she says quietly. Here, I'm reclaiming my dignity. Aïcha specializes in composting, a skill she once dismissed as dirty work. Now she teaches classmates how to transform kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich fertilizer. This isn't just compost, she says, crumbling a dark, earthy handful. It's hope. The program's ambition is staggering. 8,000 trainees in 3 months, each deployed to their home communes with land, tools, and mentorship. Inoussa Ouedraogo, the initiative's coordinator, doesn't mince words. We're building an army, he declares. An army of green warriors. By 2026, they aim to cultivate 4,000 hectares, land that could feed millions and stem the tide of food imports draining Burkina Faso's economy. Imagine scaling this across Africa, Ouedraogo muses. Hunger wouldn't stand a chance. But this isn't a fairy tale. The challenges are real. Burkina Faso grapples with terrorism, displacement, and erratic rains. Some trainees walk miles to attend classes. Others juggle childcare and coursework. Yet their resolve is unshakable. We've survived worse, says trainee Ousmane Nikiema, whose village was attacked by armed groups. If we can grow food here, we can grow it anywhere. What's the secret to their resilience? Community. At ENAFA, bonds form fast. During breaks, trainees trade seeds from their home regions, millet from the east, okra from the south, and debate which crops will thrive in changing climates. Evenings buzz with laughter as they share meals of two, sorghum porridge, and stories of their ambitions. We're family now, Roger says. When one of us wins, we all win. The program's ripple effects are already visible. In nearby villages, farmers line up to buy the trainees' organic fertilizer. It's cheaper and better than chemical ones, says local farmer Adama Zongo. My maize yield doubled. Meanwhile, women's cooperatives partner with trainees to test new crops like moringa and drought-resistant beans. This is how we rebuild, whispers a village elder, watching a group of trainees demonstrate drip irrigation. From the ground up. Now let's talk about you, the person watching this. You might wonder, why should this matter to me? Here's why. Africa's food crisis is a mirror reflecting global failures. When a continent so rich in resources imports $43 billion worth of food annually, something's broken. But Burkina Faso's youth are proving that solutions exist. They're showing us that agriculture isn't a relic of the past. It's the frontier of innovation. And their success is a blueprint for the world. This story isn't just theirs. It's ours. Every time you hit like on this video, every time you share it or send a super thanks, you're saying, I believe in Africa's potential. You're fueling a channel that exists to amplify voices like Valérie's and Roger's. To our Sankofa squad members, you're the backbone of this mission. Because of you, we've documented solar farms in Kenya, tech hubs in Rwanda, and now Burkina Faso's green revolution. Together, we're shattering stereotypes and celebrating Africa's unstoppable spirit. So, what's next for these young agripreneurs? Graduation day looms. Soon, they'll scatter across Burkina Faso's 13 regions, each armed with a startup kit, seeds, tools, and a 12.5-hectare plot. The government promises microloans and mentorship, but the real work will be theirs. Valérie plans to grow moringa and baobab, tapping into global demand for superfoods. Roger dreams of a cooperative that trains others in composting. Aïcha vows to return to her conflict-ridden hometown and plant peace with every seed. Inusa Ouedraogo watches them prepare, pride etched on his face. They're the first wave, he says, but mark my words, they won't be the last. Already neighboring countries are calling. Niger wants to replicate the model. Ghana seeks partnerships, and at the African Union officials whisper about a continental youth agripreneur network. As I leave ENAFA, the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows over the fields. Trainees gather for a final meeting, their voices rising in a chorus of determination. Nearby, a toddler chases a chicken through rows of newly sprouted beans. It's a scene as old as humanity, yet it feels like the dawn of something new. Africa's future won't be written in boardrooms or by foreign saviors. It's being written here, in the calloused hands of a generation that refuses to quit. They're planting more than crops. They're planting legacy. And as they work, they're sending a message to the world. Watch us grow. Before we wrap, let's talk about you. Yes, you, the viewer miles away. Why should this matter to you? Because food scarcity is a global threat, because Africa's success is your success, and because every time you engage with this channel, you're saying, I see you, Africa, and I'm with you. So here is my ask. Smash that like button. It tells YouTube, more stories like this. Subscribe and join the Voice of Africa family. We're 1 million strong and growing. Drop a emoji if you believe in Africa's agricultural revolution. Share this video, tag someone who needs this hope. And to our members and Super Thanks heroes, you're the backbone of this work. Because of you, we'll soon launch a series profiling young agripreneurs across the continent. Winks. Stay tuned. As the sun sets over Matourkou, I leave you with this. Africa's future isn't in extraction. It's in cultivation, in soil, sweat, and seeds, in young hands that refuse to let the world define them. So the next time someone says, Africa needs saving, smile and say, she's already saving herself. This is Voice of Africa, signing off with courage and cassava. Remember, subscribe, share. Until next time.